My mother took my son's Universal Studio tickets and gave them to my sister's kids. Your son doesn't need them. Her kids deserve it more. Don't be upset. My sister laughed. Of course, my kids should have a special experience. My son burst into tears. But when my mother and sister handed the tickets to the staff, her face turned pale. A small house surrounded by white picket fences in the suburbs of San Francisco. Olivia Brown's life there was busy but fulfilling. She had worked for 10 years as a marketing manager at Dreamland Entertainment, a major theme park planning company, and had become well respected by her colleagues for her talent and hard work. In the kitchen, illuminated by the morning sunlight through the window, Olivia was preparing a lunchbox for her son Noah. 10-year-old Noah was intellectually curious and loved reading books about dinosaurs and space. His eyes always reflected Olivia's features. Though they were a small family of just 2, Noah meant the world to Olivia. "Can I go to the library with Jason after school today?" Noah asked while scooping up his breakfast cereal. His face was full of anticipation for a new adventure. "Of course, but be home by 6. Grandma is coming for dinner," Olivia answered with a smile. Her expression revealed a hint of tension. Olivia's mother, Carol, was a strong-willed woman who never bent her opinions. Her visits always brought a subtle tension. Carol had another daughter, Olivia's sister Vanessa, who always flaunted being her mother's favorite while raising her 8-year-old twin daughters, Emma and Sophia. "My girls are just like me," was something Carol often said. It carried an implicit comparison with Noah and Olivia. Olivia thought she had grown used to this situation over the years, but she couldn't deny that deep down, it still hurt her. After sending her son off to school, Olivia headed to work. That day, she would receive special news. "Olivia, thanks to your ideas, the Central Park project was a huge success. The company would like to express our special gratitude," said President Jonathan Higgins, as he placed special Universal Studios tickets on her desk. "These are special invitations to a newly opening attraction. Enjoy it with your son." On her way home that day, Olivia's heart was filled with joy. Just imagining the moment her son's face would light up at the attraction home. "Noah, Mom has a business trip that I absolutely must go on." Olivia knelt in front of her son and placed her hands on his small shoulders. "It's only for 3 days. Grandma will be with you during that time." Disappointment flashed in Noah's eyes, but it quickly changed to understanding. "I understand, Mom. But when you come back, we'll go to Universal Studio as promised, right?" "Of course," Olivia smiled and gently stroked her son's head. "The tickets are safely tucked away in my drawer, so don't worry." In her heart, she looked forward to the special day she would spend with her son next weekend. After Olivia left for the airport, Carol arrived to take care of her grandson. "Noah, have you finished your homework?" she asked formally, but started checking her smartphone without waiting for an answer. "Yes, I have. And I was researching about Universal Studio where Mom and I are planning to go," Noah replied excitedly. "A new attraction is opening." Carol suddenly showed interest. "Universal Studio? When are you going?" "The weekend after Mom gets back from her business trip. She says we have special tickets." Noah innocently shared the information. That night, after Noah had gone to sleep, Carol sneaked into Olivia's room. Where could it be? She opened the drawer and rummaged through documents and small items. Then she found a gold-embossed envelope. "Here it is." Carol opened the envelope and checked its contents. "So this is what's special." Her eyes gleamed with calculation. She immediately took out her smartphone and called Vanessa. "Vanessa? I found something nice," Carol spoke in a low voice. "Olivia has special tickets to Universal Studio. It's for the opening event of a new attraction." Vanessa took the bait on the other end of the phone. "Really? Emma and Sophia have been wanting to go. Your girls deserve such a special experience more than her son," Carol declared. "I'll bring them tomorrow." The next afternoon, Carol headed to Vanessa's house. The twins, Emma and Sophia, squealed with delight at their grandmother's visit. "Grandma," they both ran up to her at the same time. "My sweet angels." Carol hugged them both and told them she had brought a special gift. In the living room, Vanessa was preparing coffee. "Here it is." Carol placed the Universal Studio tickets on the table. "Since your children are cuter than Olivia's son, I want to give them this special experience." Vanessa's eyes sparkled as she took the tickets. My children deserve special experiences more than my sister's child. She laughed without any remorse. What will you tell Noah? Vanessa asked, as if slightly concerned. Carol shrugged. He'll understand. Besides, Olivia can always afford to buy other tickets. They began planning to take the children on the special day. Their conversation showed not the slightest consideration for Olivia or Noah. 3 days later, Olivia returned from her business trip. Noah, I'm home. She hugged her son. Mom, welcome back. Noah jumped into his mother's arms. I can't find the Universal Studio tickets. His voice was tinged with anxiety. What do you mean? Olivia frowned. I put them away in the drawer. She hurried to her room and opened the drawer. The gold envelope wasn't there. That's strange. She searched the entire room, but couldn't find the tickets. Did you find them? Noah came into the room. His eyes reflected a mix of hope and anxiety. Olivia called her mother. Mom, did you take anything from my room? Oh, those tickets. Carol's voice was casual. I gave them to Vanessa's twins. They'll enjoy such a special experience more, don't you think? Olivia was speechless. Mom, why would you do that? Because your sister's children are cuter than your son. Don't take it personally. Carol's words showed not a trace of guilt. I can't believe this. As Olivia struggled for words, she heard Noah crying. He had been listening to the conversation. Noah. Olivia rushed to her son. He was sitting on the floor, hugging his knees and crying. Why am I not good enough? Noah asked between sobs. Does Grandma like Emma and Sophia more than me? Olivia's heart was torn. She was caught between wanting to heal her son's wounded heart and anger towards her mother. She called Vanessa. Vanessa, I heard from Mom. How could you take my tickets without asking? Don't worry about it, Vanessa answered airily. My children deserve special experiences more than your child. She laughed as she said it. Olivia trembled with rage. But at that moment, a thought occurred to her. She remembered that the tickets came with special conditions. I see. Olivia quietly hung up the phone. While wiping her son's tears, she smiled slightly. Noah, Mom has a good idea. Don't worry. Olivia called her boss at work, explained the situation, and began making plans. Plans to rightfully reclaim what her mother and sister had taken from her son. Saturday morning arrived, full of anticipation for the trip to Universal Studio. Carol and Vanessa had prepared early. The twins Emma and Sophia, dressed in new clothes, stood at the entrance with sparkling eyes. Today is a special day, Carol said, stroking her granddaughter's heads. Grandma has prepared special tickets for you. Yay! Emma jumped up and down. I definitely want to ride the new attraction. I want to meet the princesses. Sophia also shouted excitedly. Vanessa watched her children with a satisfied expression. Meanwhile, in the staff area of the theme park, Olivia Brown was meeting with her boss, Jonathan Higgins. She firmly held Noah's hand, surrounded by employees in staff uniforms. I'm truly sorry for causing trouble like this. Olivia apologized to Jonathan. It's all right, Olivia. Jonathan smiled kindly. The tickets were meant to honor your achievements, so you and Noah are the rightful recipients. Besides, we can use this situation to test our new security system. Noah looked around nervously. Mom, will Grandma and Aunt Vanessa be angry? Olivia looked straight into her son's eyes and gently said, Noah, sometimes it's important to stand up for your rights. We're not doing anything wrong. This was given to me as a reward for my work. Noah nodded slowly. His expression showed mixed emotions, but there was a determination to trust his mother. At the entrance gate, Carol and Vanessa were standing proudly with the twins. Being guided to a special lane, they secretly felt superior as they received envious glances from other tourists. We're getting VIP treatment as special guests, Carol said proudly. She took the gold envelope from her handbag and pulled out the tickets. As she handed them to the gate attendant, her expression was full of confidence. Good morning. I see you have special invitation tickets. A young male staff greeted them with a smile. Yes, for the special opening event, Carol replied proudly. The staff took the tickets and carefully scanned them. His expression froze for a moment. I'm sorry, but these tickets are exclusively for Miss Olivia Brown. We need to verify with a photo ID. Carol's confident expression crumbled instantly. What did you say? These tickets are special named invitations. Only Ms. Olivia Brown and her immediate family can use them, the staff explained politely but firmly. Vanessa stepped forward. There must be some mistake. We obtained these tickets legally. I'm sorry, but our system also shows that these tickets were issued as a special acknowledgement of Miss Olivia Brown's contributions. The staff pointed at the screen and continued. These tickets are non-transferable. The blood drained from Carol's face. But I am Olivia's mother. We are family. Immediate family refers to Miss Olivia and her child, the staff said apologetically. Please wait a moment. I'll call the person in charge. Emma and Sophia couldn't understand the situation and looked at each other anxiously. Mom, can't we go in? Sophia asked, tugging at Vanessa's skirt. It's okay, it's just a procedural issue. Vanessa tried to cover up, but her voice was trembling. A few minutes later, another staff member appeared. Miss Brown, I apologize, but let me explain about these tickets. These were presented to Ms. Olivia Brown as a special merit award from Dreamland Entertainment. Since ID verification is required, we've called for Miss Olivia. Carol and Vanessa looked at each other. Their expressions showed fear and regret. You called Olivia? Carol's voice had become small. At that moment, two shadows could be seen walking from the staff area. It was Olivia and Noah. Olivia approached the gate with dignified steps, firmly holding Noah's hand. Good morning, Olivia greeted in a quiet voice. She handed her ID card to the staff, and then turned her gaze to Carol and Vanessa. It seems you were trying to use my special invitation tickets. Olivia, Carol was at a loss for words. This was given to me as a reward for my work, Olivia said in a quiet but strong voice. It's a token of appreciation from the company for the success of the Central Park project. Tickets for a special day for me and Noah. Emma and Sophia were confused and started crying. Can't we enter the park? Emma asked between sobs. Olivia smiled gently at the twins. You've done nothing wrong. But sometimes adults make wrong choices. Vanessa was blushing with embarrassment. Olivia, I'm truly sorry. My children deserve special experiences more than my sister's child, Olivia quoted Vanessa's words. That's what you said. Vanessa was speechless. Her arrogance had completely collapsed. Carol covered her face with both hands. Olivia, because your sister's children are cuter than your son. Olivia also repeated her mother's words. That's what you said, Mom. The staff members were awkwardly averting their gaze, but Jonathan, who had been standing next to Olivia, stepped forward. I am Jonathan Higgins, the president of Dreamland Entertainment, he introduced himself. These tickets were given as a special token of appreciation for Olivia's outstanding achievements. They are specially designed to be used only by her and her son. Carol and Vanessa were completely crushed. The twins couldn't understand the situation and were anxiously looking around. Olivia placed her hand on Noah's shoulder and stepped forward. This is a day for me and Noah, she said quietly. We will spend this special day as promised. With those words, Olivia and Noah passed through the gate and walked into the park. Behind them remained the ashamed Carol and Vanessa, and the confused twins. Olivia squeezed Noah's hand tightly. Today is our special day. Noah looked up at his mother and gave a small smile. Thanks, Mom. Olivia and Noah stepped onto the main street of the park, surrounded by colorful balloons, vibrant decorations, and the smiling faces of happy families. Their hearts gradually brightened. However, outside the gate, the twins Emma and Sophia continued to cry. Carol and Vanessa stood with blank expressions, not knowing what to do. Amidst this, Jonathan Higgins approached them. Excuse me, may I have a word with you? He asked in a gentlemanly yet dignified voice. We're leaving, Carol said without looking up. Her voice had an unusual weakness to it. Before you go, there's something you should know about Olivia, Jonathan continued with a serious expression. Do you know how important her work is? Carol and Vanessa silently shook their heads. Jonathan took a deep breath and began to speak. Olivia is one of our company's most brilliant marketing managers. Thanks to her ideas, the Central Park project achieved remarkable success. She single-handedly turned around a project that was expected to fail. Emma and Sophia stopped crying and began to listen to the adults' conversation. Olivia worked almost without rest for 3 months. Sometimes she worked through the night. All of it was to give her son a good life. Jonathan paused briefly before continuing. She never complained. Rather, she was always positive and continued to inspire the team. Tears welled up in Carol's eyes. I didn't know. She probably doesn't talk about her work with her family. Jonathan smiled. Her modesty is another one of her wonderful qualities. In the park, Olivia and Noah were waiting in line for an attraction. Noah looked up at his mother with a thoughtful expression. Mom, is what that man said true? Did you get these tickets because you did special work? Olivia answered honestly, though a bit hesitantly. Yes. I was in charge of a project called Central Park. It succeeded because many people collaborated. That's amazing. Noah's eyes sparkled. Mom, you're incredible. Olivia laughed embarrassedly. Mom is just working hard for you. At that moment, a voice called from behind them. Olivia, do you have a moment? Jonathan approached them. Behind him were Carol, Vanessa, and the twins. Olivia turned around with a tense expression. Jonathan? What is it? I talked with them, Jonathan said quietly. I told them about your achievements. Carol and Vanessa stood with apologetic expressions. The twins held their mother's hands, looking frightened. Carol stepped forward. I knew almost nothing about your work. I didn't understand what a tremendous responsibility you carried. I'm truly sorry, Vanessa said tearfully. We did a terrible thing. Olivia stood with her hand on Noah's shoulder, as if protecting her son. Jonathan suggested in a gentle voice, Olivia, we could specially arrange tickets for everyone. How about enjoying this day with the whole family, in honor of you? The atmosphere tensed instantly. Complex emotions swirled in Olivia's heart. The option of reconciling with her family versus keeping the promise to her son. She quietly took a breath and firmed her resolve. Thank you, Jonathan, Olivia answered in a calm but strong voice. But today is a day I promised to my son. They can come another time. Carol and Vanessa looked surprised but quickly showed understanding. Of course, Carol nodded deeply. We don't intend to interfere with your special day. Sis, can we talk later? Vanessa asked in a small voice. Olivia thought for a moment before answering. Of course. But right now, I want to cherish my time with Noah. Noah looked up at his mother and held her hand with his small one. His eyes were filled with pride and security. Carol, Vanessa, and the twins left the park. After they were gone, Jonathan placed his hand on Olivia's shoulder. Wonderful decision. You truly are a strong mother. Thank you. Olivia smiled quietly. As he was leaving, Jonathan handed her a card. We've arranged a special VIP tour for today. Have the best day in the park. Olivia and Noah's special day began. Guided by a VIP guide, they sat in the front row of new attractions, spent special time with characters, and enjoyed countless experiences that wouldn't normally be possible. At lunchtime, before a meal at a special restaurant, Noah asked his mother, Mom, why did you only come with me? Wouldn't it have been more fun if everyone came? Olivia looked into her son's eyes across the table. Noah, what's important is keeping promises. I wanted to honor my promise to you. She paused slightly before continuing. Also, sometimes it's necessary to value yourself. If you always give in, you can't build true relationships. But Grandma and Aunt Vanessa looked sad, Noah said with innocent eyes. Yes, Olivia answered honestly. But sometimes we learn from sad experiences. I think Grandma and the others learned something important today. During the afternoon parade, Olivia and Noah watched from special seats as colorful floats passed by. Noah's eyes shone with excitement and joy, and Olivia's heart was filled with fulfillment. Mom, Noah said quietly as they walked through the park, wrapped in magical light at dusk. Today is the happiest day of my life. Tears welled up in Olivia's eyes. Noah, I was happy that you fought for me. Noah continued with a serious expression. What Grandma said was sad, but I was so happy that you put me first. Olivia hugged Noah. You are my most precious person, Noah. I will always put you first. Just before the night fireworks show began, they sat on a bench in front of the magical castle. Olivia put her arm around Noah's shoulder and gently pulled him close. Look, Noah, Olivia pointed at the sky. The fireworks are starting. As the first fireworks were launched into the night sky, vivid light illuminated their faces. Noah's eyes were filled with wonder and joy. Mom, Noah whispered in Olivia's ear amid the roar of fireworks. I love you. I love you too, Noah. Olivia answered as she gently stroked her son's head. You are my pride. As fireworks colored the night sky, the bond between mother and son seemed to have deepened even more through today's events. This special day would forever be etched in their hearts. On the way home, carrying the tired and sleeping Noah, Olivia felt a strange peace in her heart. Today's events had been painful, but they also taught her something important. The importance of standing up for herself and her loved ones. After returning home and putting Noah to bed, Olivia sat on the living room sofa and reflected on the day. The phone rang, and her mother's name was displayed on the screen. Olivia took a deep breath and decided to answer the phone. Today was over, but a new relationship was about to begin. Healing would take time, but through today's experience, she sensed somewhere in her heart that everything was slowly moving in a good direction. A month later, on a peaceful Sunday morning, unusually, 3 generations were gathered in Olivia's kitchen. Carol was making pancakes, and Noah, Emma, and Sophia were playing around the table. Vanessa was brewing coffee and having a calm conversation with Olivia. I learned this recipe from my mother. Carol smiled as she flipped a pancake. I used to make them for you when you were little. Olivia looked at her mother with a slightly surprised expression. It was rare for Carol to gently talk about old memories. I remember, Olivia answered quietly. It was a Sunday morning treat. During this month, the family relationships had gradually changed. The day after the Universal Studio incident, Carol visited Olivia's house and spent a long time apologizing. Reflecting on years of neglect towards Olivia, she showed tears of shame for her actions. I was wrong, Carol confessed that day with a trembling voice. I refused to see your efforts, your strength. Vanessa also expressed regret and said she understood her sister's hard work for the first time. I never considered how difficult things have been for you, sis. Rebuilding trust couldn't be accomplished overnight, but small steps were accumulating. Carol started picking up Noah from school once a week. Vanessa began to take an interest in Olivia's work and listen to her stories. Pancakes are ready. Carol's voice calling the children brought Olivia's thoughts back to the present. Yay! The 3 children cheered. Noah had become friends with Emma and Sophia and was beginning to develop a bond as cousins. After breakfast, Olivia was spending time with Noah in the garden. Mom, I'm nervous about tomorrow's presentation, Noah said in a small voice. It'll be fine. Olivia hugged her son's shoulders. You worked hard. That's what matters most. In the living room, Carol and Vanessa were quietly conversing. It's amazing that Olivia is being promoted to department head, Vanessa said with admiration. Yes, Carol nodded. She was always strong. No matter how much we hurt her, she kept moving forward. Last week, Olivia received news that she would be promoted to a department head position. Your leadership and creativity are essential to our company, Jonathan said as he announced her new position. When she shared this good news with Noah, her son jumped with joy. Mom, congratulations. His eyes shone with pure pride. Can I brag to my friends? While success at work was pleasing, what warmed Olivia's heart the most was that the bond with her son had deepened even further. The Universal Studios incident was a moment when she stood up for her son, and it seemed to have made a strong impression on Noah's heart. Olivia? Carol came out to the garden and called, May I come to see the presentation tomorrow? Olivia thought for a moment, then smiled. Of course, Mom. Noah will be happy too. In the evening, after the family had gone home, Olivia and Noah were relaxing on the sofa. Did you have fun today? Olivia asked her son. Yes, Noah answered honestly. Grandma and Aunt Vanessa have changed, haven't they? Yes. Olivia nodded quietly. People can change. I won't forget how you stood up for me that day, Noah said with a serious expression. I want to be strong like you, Mom. Olivia hugged her son. The change born from painful experiences was now lighting a small ray of hope around them. It wasn't perfect, but they were moving forward little by little. That was enough. Outside the window, the sunset was gently illuminating the cityscape. A new day tomorrow seemed to be waiting for them, carrying further possibilities. A family bond in the true sense was about to begin.